Hey, ladies, welcome to High Heels and Destiny. Today we have Bashad Randolph on board with us, ladies. I wanted to bring Bashad on. I saw Bashad on the Steve Harvey show. He's a single father that is in search for love, ladies. Say hello, Bashad.
What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
We are so happy to have you on. We're going to talk a little bit about love. We're going to talk about a little bit about what men want. So we're going to do a kind of mixture of both. So I'm so glad to have you on. You're going to bless women because
Thank you. Thank
you
you. I
got
hope so.
information that's going to come from a male perspective. And
Yeah.
also, hopefully, it can bring some blessings to you also, too. You still single?
Right. Yes, I am. But I'm dating somebody. But
Okay.
I'm still technically single, yes.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Mhm.
So we're gonna jump into it. I can't talk this morning.
It's okay.
Okay. So how long have you been single? How long have you been a single father?
I've been a single father since like my baby was about like 6 months of age, but I don't want to come off like I didn't have help. I definitely have a support system, a village to help me with that. And to anybody that's had kids, it can be a little ghetto when you're getting your feet wet in parenthood, but we off to a good start now, and everything's rolling fine.
Okay, great. Have being a single father affected your freedom in your dating life?
Oh, of course, of course. You try to date the same when in the early stages of being a new parent, but you realize people are full of crap, and your interests naturally change. When you're a good parent, your interests change when you're dating. And I found myself dating for that helpmate. You know what I'm saying? Like I found myself. I'm sure a lot of women do too. With kids, naturally you want to date somebody that is a good fit for not just you but the family. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
yeah, it definitely changed. Definitely changed.
Okay, how old is your daughter?
She's 4, going on 5.
She's 4 going to 5. Okay.
Hmm.
What values a woman must hold in order to be a part of your life and your child life?
Values. I would say she has to value family, the family structure, to begin with, has to want to be, a wife and want to have her own family one day. That's most important. Has to value herself. I think that's important because, I have a daughter. I mean, even if I had a son, but I have a daughter, so she's gonna be looking up to the person that I choose at the end of the day and how they carry themselves. That's important to me. And just has to value the role of a wife and the role of a man in her life, has to value that, because I think that in today's generation, just like you know especially in our culture, we don't see enough. I won't say that we don't see it, but we don't I think I can speak for us when we say we don't see enough black
Hmm.
love, healthy black love in its authenticity. And I want my woman to value me as much as I value her. And that's just to, lay it out there straight flat. You know what I'm saying? Just to have
Hmm.
those values, and I feel like we can rock and roll.
And that's good that you said that we don't see enough healthy black
Right,
love.
right.
And so
We
that's
don't see
really
enough.
important. It's something that we need to see because I mean it's possible and it can happen.
Hmm.
So it's definitely something we need to see.
Hmm.
Um, what does love mean to you and how important is it?
Love to me is the most selfless act one can show a person while also elevating them in different areas of their lives. I think of a selfless love. I think of how my mother loves me and my sisters. She would always do for us and pour into us. She expected greatness from us, but we didn't have to give her nothing in return. It was selfless. 'Cause same way, how Jesus loved us. I'm a Christian, and God loved us. He gave his son so that we may have a chance at everlasting life, a chance. Not that it was guaranteed. Like, I'm not gonna let my daughter die so that somebody can have a chance at living forever. I'm not, but that's me being selfish. So
Right.
when I think of like love, I think of like selflessness first, and then I think of sacrifice. Like love to me is something you sacrifice one thing for a greater something else. You know what I'm saying? I love my daughter, so I'm gonna take care of her. Yes, I might sacrifice going out to all these different foreign places and this and that with somebody's daughter, but the reward is that she'll know that I love her. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, and what was it? It was a two-part question. What was the second part again?
Let me get back there. And how important is it to you?
Oh yeah, it's extremely important to me because I realized, I'm almost 30 now, so it's like I realized growing older. the importance of just having love around you, whether it's intimate in your intimate relationships or platonic. Love is the catalyst to that next level of evolution, in my opinion. You look at all the great men are married. I'm willing to bet 90% of all the great men got a woman by their side. And there's no coincidence. There's no coincidence.
So let me ask you this question, because I always ask people this question, because I do feel like this sometimes matters. Did you come from a 2-parent household? Were you raised with your dad in the household? Because that's a struggle with a lot of men in our race.
Right. And I was not. And even some of the guys that were, it's not to say that they had a positive example. So I think the real question that we should ask, we need to fine tune and get to the root. Did you have a positive, example of manhood in your life in the house? And my answer was no. But God put other people in place to show me what real, manhood was, and how it looked, treating women and things of that nature. I had my godfather, my best friend's dad. I go to him before I go to my own biological father. That's just how life works. But I did not have my own biological father in the home. I had a stepfather. I didn't care too much for him. He was very disciplinary and not affectionate. Didn't really have no communication, no bonding whatsoever. Probably can't tell you my birthday or my favorite color, to this day. But I grew up seeing how my mother took care of us, and I always wanted somebody to do nice things for her, take out on dates, romance with my mom. I wanted to see my mama get giggly like the girls in the movies with the person they love, and I never saw that. So I told myself growing up seeing that, I'm like, for me, I want to be that for somebody one day. I want it to be a business. I want me and my woman to have businesses. I want us to, always grow. Like every couple of years we got a new house, or every couple of years we doing something new. We going on family trips. Like we happy, the kids are healthy, housed, clothed, fed. My woman satisfied emotionally, physically, spiritually. I don't think that that's impossible. And I want to be satisfied too. It sounds good, and a lot of people want it, but they don't want to put in the work to keep it.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And I think that's our problem.
And I think that we're in a generation now where everybody adores relationship goals on Facebook and Instagram. And see, it's just a facade. And people, I've been with my husband for 10 years and we was married for 7 years, but people don't know the work that it really entail when you're in marriage or whatever. And so what happens is when you get into these relationships and it doesn't look like Facebook and it doesn't look like Instagram, people run and they don't want to put forth the work what it requires to actually build that relationship, because it's not easy and it don't look like the pictures on Instagram and Facebook all the time.
You're right. I totally agree.
Okay, so how can you fulfill a woman spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and how can a woman fulfill you?
Okay. I feel like it's important to pray. I don't go to church all the time, but I'm a very spiritual person. I definitely have a relationship with God. So I believe in praying for your person. Even while y'all single and still not in a relationship, I think prayer is important in all facets of your life. You know what I'm saying? Not just in marriages, not just, at the church on something. Like, you got to pray because the spirit is real. You know what I'm saying? And I realized growing older that, some of the hardest battles that we fight are on the inside.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as emotionally, what how would I love a woman most? Like just making sure I listen to what she's saying, even when she's quiet. Okay, because I got a black mother and 2 black sisters, and I've learned over the years just that you got to pay attention to how they feel and how they move, and like for my woman, like I want to anticipate. I want to get to that level where I can anticipate her needs and satisfy those needs before she open her mouth and say, I need this, I need this, I need it. If I see that she's working hard, she's stressing over this, I may give her something to help her with her business and give her a planner so she can plan better. If I see my woman work a job where she on her feet a lot, man, I'm gonna have something for her ready when she come home. Got the slippers, got the clothes, got the shower, got the curtain already put to the side, clothes pulled out, covers pulled out the bed, like just to make it easier and show her that I care. You know what I'm saying? It's the little stuff that go a long way. But that's the stuff that's required to maintain it. It's not, it don't cost a whole lot. All it takes is a little bit of effort over time to build on it. I'm telling, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. But I realized that. I thought you had to have fat pockets and I thought you had to make $10,000. Look, being a provider is so much more than just making the money. Yeah, the money is good, but money go up and down just like the moon and the sun. But what remains is that effort. You know what I'm saying? Can you? My bad. I'm sorry. I had a call come in. I'm sorry, but she calling back. Hold on. She must have thought it was a mistake. This is the girl I like. I'm sorry. She called me double. She must have thought it was a mistake. I always answer. But yeah, I was about to say I provide emotional stability by, just staying in tune with my woman, making sure that we good, you're good. We date all the time to pour back into that love tank. I've been reading this book, The 5 Love Languages, and the guy talk about that. Like, you can't let your woman's love tank be depleted, whether it be her love languages, this or that. You got to cater to that on a consistent basis. Otherwise, somebody else is going to come and cater to that need, and then you replace. It don't matter if you're married or not. That's just how humans are.
And you talking about Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages? Yeah. Everybody need to read the book and take the test, because it's interesting that you say that, because people can be in relationships, and I learned this from the book, that you can be in a relationship and say, for instance, you may be cooking for your woman every day and you showing her, I love you because I'm cooking for you. But in actuality, that may not be her language. That may not be something she needs. She may need for you to listen, but you're cooking. Yes. And so a lot of relationships tarnish for something like that, because the woman may feel like, well, he don't love me and she don't love me, but we showing love in different ways. So it's important, like you said, to be able to listen and to be able to, give that person what they really desire, not what we feel is best for them, but what they really desire.
That's it. That is key. That's so important for people to understand, even as young as possible. Like, a person's way of loving you, hold on, like I'm trying to say this right. Like, once upon a time, let's talk about myself. I used to think that because I did all of this and that it was enough, but really they needed me to do what you just explained, was to do C and D, not A and B. So there was a disconnect. I'm like, I'm showing you that I love you, but they weren't receiving it the way I wanted them to receive it. But now that I'm older and going through those relationships, I now know how to apply my best foot forward when it's somebody that I'm attracted to mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? If I want to keep this person in my realm, okay, I gotta see how can I be valued to them. What do they need from me? You see what I'm saying? So you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you willing to compromise if she's lacking in certain areas?
Like, what you mean? Give me an example.
That's a question somebody threw out for me to ask you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Like, say for instance, she may have A, B, C, or D, but you may really want her to have E. Like, say for instance, she may cook and clean, because I know you said cooking and clean doesn't matter to you, but say for instance, she may lack, maybe she, like, say for instance, cooking was something really important for you, but she lacked that. Would you be willing to compromise in the area that she's lacking, but it's something that's really important to you?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that if you got 90%, don't throw 90% away for 10%. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. My woman may want me to be, chiseled in the gym. She may want me to give her $1,000 a month more or plus, which is ideal. I would love to be able to do those things. But it's like, I'm realistic. Like, I don't expect my woman to be superwoman. As a matter of fact, I want you to feel like you can take your cape off when I come around, because you was doing it all by yourself when you before me, and now I'm around, you get to breathe a little bit. And I mean, I feel like where I'm strong, she can be weak, and where I'm weak, she can be strong. I feel like it's all about balance. So I'm realistic. We can always meal prep. If she don't feel like cooking, for that example, I can pay somebody to cook the stuff. She ain't got to do it. I'm not looking for that. Just goes back to what you said earlier. I think that, we have to really be realistic and ask ourselves, what do we need before we go out here and start creating these soul ties with people? Like, what am I looking for? Okay, do I want to get married? Am I just trying to have fun? Okay, I like this girl. I like him. What do I need from him? What do I need from her? We have to be explicit with that instead of just going with the flow. I don't go with the flow. I need to know. Bump going with the flow. Let me know.
Right. You must be watching some of Tony Gasson videos, because there's a lot of stuff that he be talking about. You've been watching some of Tony Gasson?
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know what Tony Gasson is?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's a life coach, and some of the stuff that you say, he said a lot of that stuff about,
Okay.
that men, understanding that a woman is not a robot, that, her body is tired, being able to be there and be a helpmate to your woman, can't expect her to cook, clean, do all this stuff and give you sex and all this type of stuff. And when she can't fulfill that stuff, men want to cheat, but you want to understand that she's human. She's not a robot. Yeah, yeah.
See, I realize that, and see, a lot of brothers don't realize that, and this is another conversation for another day about why men cheat. It's you. They cheat because of themselves. They cheat on themselves. They cheat on
Ooh,
themselves.
that's
That's the
good.
reason why men cheat. They cheat on themselves, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that real quick. While it's on me, it's in me, so I'm gonna share it. We
Go
here.
ahead.
Men cheat on themselves. Women are cheat on themselves. No, women don't cheat on themselves. Women are cheat on you, but men cheat on themselves first because we sell ourselves short with having false expectations on women, thinking that they are programmed to be a certain way for us. When in actuality, you a human being, just like you said. And when you're not giving someone a certain stimuli on a consistent basis, you cannot give yourself to us when you have not been given to. Somebody said
Ooh,
in a
that's
video,
good.
I don't know who said it, but somebody said that if whatever you give a woman shall multiply. You give a woman a house, she'll turn it into a home. You give a
Yes.
woman sperm, she'll turn it into a child. You give a woman ingredients, she'll turn it into a meal. Do you feel what I'm saying?
You
So
better stop preaching.
if you give a woman shit, she gonna give you hell. That's just
Right.
what it is. So how can
Right.
you expect top tier effort when you giving bare minimum? I'll start shouting.
Ooh, you better preach. Because you know what? Because I hear a lot of women, because I deal with women, I hear a lot of women. The biggest complaint is that men want women to do what their great grandmamas did. But in this time of now, you got women that's working 8 to 5, 9 to 6, or they're entrepreneurs, and then they want them to work full time just like them, maintain a house, maintain the kids, cook, clean, and give sex. And women don't have it to give because they can't do it all. It's got to be some partnership somewhere in there.
Right, right.
And that's why a lot of relationships fail because of expectations. And I heard a man that say this. He said people don't divorce because of sex and money. Relationships and marriages fail because of expectations. I expect this. I expect that. And when a person cannot meet another person's expectations, that's when things fail. It's not about sex and money. It's about expectations.
It is. I agree. And I think that there needs to be a shift in our generation where the alpha males come back. And
Ooh.
I'm working on that myself. I'm realistic. I handle my business. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And it's hard. It's hard at times for myself in dating. We'll talk about that later. I'm sure we will. But it's hard when you are an alpha male in the spirit and in the way you move in your single life, and you meet a woman that's not used to that.
Mm.
That it's different. It's definitely been an experience for sure. But I feel like alpha men just have to come back and show these women like, hey, this is what a man is. Bump what you were shown, bump what you thought, but this is it. I'm here to lighten your load. The girl I'm talking to now, she asks me questions almost every other day. But why me? But why me? I said, baby, listen, you shown me stuff that I've took my time to try and see in people I dated for 2-3 years, and I saw it in you immediately. And you consistently showed me that in the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month that we've been talking. So I don't want to play with you. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I value you. You keep doing that, man. All I need is a year. Dot 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 to be continued. That's all I need. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I don't want to get off topic. But yeah, I think just alpha men just need to come back to show women like it's all about partnership and those expectations. Like don't expect nothing that you can't give out. That's
Right.
the issue that I have. I'm not going to expect nothing from a woman that I'm not giving a woman. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Do you
Because I
think we
lead by
have
example.
Do you think
Mhm.
in this generation with social media, the rap music, all this stuff that's going on, our generation don't have a model? Do you think that it's possible for the man to change? Because now I'm hearing that it's a lot of men that act like women that's grabbing the
Right.
women tendency. Do you think there's a chance that our generation can change and the men can change because women is lacking out here because of pride, like like you said, a woman's there to help you, she'll multiply you, she's there to build you, a real woman anyway. But if a man is not willing because he's so headstrong, like you said, an alpha male, like where does that leave our women at this point in time? Because
Mm-hmm.
men are prideful.
Mm-hmm. We definitely can be prideful, but when it comes to like you mentioned, like with social media, I feel like social media is definitely an influencer of what we expect from our individuals, like you stated earlier, with the whole relationship goals and stuff. A man may have in his mind that he wants a woman that looks a certain way, behaves a certain way, based off of something he saw on social media, and vice versa. And there's nothing wrong with having preference. I believe there is. You got to be attracted to who you like or whatever, but not just in the physical, but in the mental and the emotional. I think that's important. But I think going back to the second part of what you just stated, um, I think that you have to meet people where they at the end of the day. You have to
Mm-hmm.
meet people where they at. I'm not gonna try to change. I'm just gonna throw it for example's sake. I can't change a hoe. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you used to being in the streets, that's what you love. You like to scam and get over it, and you live that life. I have no business being the man that I am trying to change you because you have shown me through your actions what you want.
Right.
So I'm gonna flock to the women that I see are wanting to be mothers, that want
Mm-hmm.
stability, are attracted to grown men that handle their business. I want an entrepreneur because I'm an entrepreneur. I want a woman that has a relationship with her parents because I got a relationship with my parents. You see, I'm looking for my opposite. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I think that it's important for us to have to look for what we bring to the table. If you are doing A, B, and C, you paying your bills, you handling your business, you saving. Find somebody that's 90% of what you are, because they may be able to show you a 10%, take you to the next level, because you ain't
Mm-hmm.
100% yet. Your man is supposed to elevate you and put you in position to win. I believe your woman will do the same. The girl I'm talking to now, she wants to own her own e-commerce business. I do my neon sign business. Guess what? She wants to do something. I'm gonna pour into it. I'm gonna help her get an LLC, help her get her website, help her with the graphics, help her with the logo, because I got the knowledge. I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
That's me elevating her, and I ain't even with her yet. But
Mm-hmm.
I told myself at this stage in dating, let's pour into one another. That way, at the end of the day, you still got something that's yours,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just my outlook on it.
So one question, let's go back that you didn't answer. Do you think that there's a chance of change with the alpha
Chance of
males?
change.
Do you think change is possible at this point in time?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
see it
yeah, for
happening?
sure. For sure. I think yeah, anybody can change if a man logically is understanding where you coming from with your proposition of change. Like, we'll change it, but definitely if we want you. I don't believe that, because I'm an alpha male, but I don't just think, oh, I'm alpha male, I'm gonna do what I want, and no, that ain't alpha. No, real leaders listen. You see what I'm saying?
That's
There
good.
is power in listening to what a woman has to say. All
Mm,
great men have great women. Barack Obama,
that's
a
good.
prime example. You think he ain't listening to what you think in his two terms that he didn't take the advice of his wife?
That's
Of course he
good.
did.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that he did was because of her. A lot,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? So you got a real man knows how to listen to his woman,
And
because
you,
when you go ahead.
no, go ahead. You
I was
can.
about to say, it's because when you listen to your woman and she feels that you value what she say, that'll make her want to have sex with you even more, because
Yeah.
that's what's important to her. And I know that. I know that. So I'm like, that's the key. That's the secret. Listen to your woman. You listen to your man. You got look. Let me be quiet. I'm telling y'all secrets. I'm telling y'all business. But I know. I know.
And and you're right that you say that, but then we in this generation where men, like you go back to alpha male, where they're so strong. Like women, we always, when you got a real woman and she really love you, she always got your best interest. She always want to build you. She always want to see you win. But the problem be where men get so headstrong, like she don't tell me, she don't do this. And not to go Bible with you, but the Bible said if a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and he obtains favor. So when you get married, God give you favor on top of that, and you see blessings on top of blessings, and a man can grow. Because not saying that a man is not already great, but us as women, we bring out better qualities within them. But sometimes men are so strong where they sometimes will be in a place and continue to stay stagnant, because like you said, a real man will be open to wisdom, because God talk about wisdom. And if you're willing to have wisdom from that woman, you can grow. So rather than looking at your woman as though she's your enemy, you look at her as like, like she's not your enemy. Because when you look at her like she's your enemy, then you want to kind of go to toe to toe
Compete.
with her, rather than
You
allowing her
compete.
and allowing her to be able to help and build you. And that's the
Mhm.
problem, where men are looking at women like she the enemy, but she's not the enemy. And they'll go listen to somebody outside, of the relationship, than the person that's right there on the inside. Because I believe in this. You don't have to buy lessons. I don't believe in buying lessons. I used to do it in my early 20s. And I feel like when you get a certain age, let's not buy lessons. If a woman or a man already know this is what's best, this is what's not best, let's not even go down that road. Let's not even just intentionally just see what the
Right.
outcome going to be. Let's not even do it.
Mhm. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And I think that a lot of times you have men, beta men, and it's just facts. They compete with their woman
Yes.
instead of trying to complement their woman. I don't believe in competing with anybody because I'm my own competition. I really don't. I really don't. And when it comes to my woman, I'm like, baby, look, you and I have to be on the same page when it comes to wanting the other person to succeed. And if
Mhm.
we're not on the same page with that fact, we don't need to be fooling with each other. Because I can do bad all by myself, and that's just what it is.
So let me
That's just
ask you
what it
this
is. Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm.
We're now raising a generation where women are now entrepreneurs and they becoming, millionaires. We
Mm-hmm.
now struggle where men are getting intimidated because the woman is the one that's becoming the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
What is the problem that's in that right there? What's happening in that?
Okay, I'm gonna just be blunt and be frank. Once upon a time, I was talking to a young woman. She had a child. I had a child, and she was attracted to me. She's in med school. She was in med school then. She about to graduate, and her father's a doctor, and her mother's a physician as well. She got money. I didn't have that at the time. Now, at the time, I didn't have the confidence, and I didn't believe that I deserved a woman that was top tier, high value woman. I didn't believe that because I didn't feel high value myself. So I'm like, how can I entertain this woman when I'm not at that level? So I left it alone. I was like, girl, you trying to punk me? Like, quit playing. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I think that just comes with us men not being valued growing up. No one really said you're valuable because of A, B, and C. You just grow up in this social media world where you've grown to see women project what they value from men, and typically it's from a financial standpoint. If you ain't making a certain amount, if you ain't driving this, if you're not wearing this, if you're just not living that certain lifestyle that the women that you're attracted to are living and posting, you don't feel valuable. I didn't feel valuable at that time. And now that I've grown older, I realize that, you know what? Money don't make a man. The
Mm-mm.
man make money. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? And regardless if I'm dating a millionaire and if I'm making 80K a month and a year, and she's a millionaire, and guess what? I'm still a man.
Yes.
Money don't make me, and I'm not gonna give money power over me and my covering. At the end of the day, we if we together, regardless of whether I make more or she make more, we a team.
Right.
Because if I make more, I'm not gonna degrade my woman and tell her I make more money and you gonna listen because you placing your manhood now on money. And
Right.
that's what unfortunately what a lot of us men have done. We've placed so much of a value on money versus manhood that
Good.
if we don't have the money, we don't feel like we're men.
Yes.
And I have taken my manhood back because I have walked up to women and had the best conversation with only $300 in my pocket. And I've because I've regained my manhood. Because I
Right.
said, I can show you something that a man that got 10,000 in his account can't show you, and that's effort and consistency and respect. I can show you that. And that
Right.
don't cost a dime. When I've regained those principles and I say, I'm a man, let me go out and make something happen and make it to where I can make me some more money. I got a neon business. I got a dating card game. I'm taking care of my child. That's valuable. It
Yeah.
may not be dollars in a bank account, but that's more than what some of these brothers is making the bank is doing.
Yeah. And just a secret from women, women, financial, a man being financially stable does matter, but it's not the most important thing. As long as
Right.
a man is willing to get up and go to work and do his best, we
Right.
accept that. Women, we feel like we can make our own money. Now, that doesn't mean we
Right.
want somebody lazy, but we feel
Right.
like we can make our own money. We looking for someone that can meet us in the other area, mentally, emotionally. That completely outweighs money 100%.
I agree. I
You
agree.
can bring, like you said, you can bring in $10,000 a month and give a woman, but that means nothing if she's depleted mentally, emotionally, and physically. That money
Bingo.
absolutely means nothing to us. It means
Nothing.
nothing. We'd rather for you to have
Nothing.
a job making $8.50, and loving us, then unless you got a woman that's all about money. But if you got a real woman that's not all about money, then that doesn't matter to us.
I agree. I agree. And I will say that, my queens deserve, a luxurious lifestyle. I definitely believe that. I have a daughter. I want her to live luxuriously. But we definitely have to be realistic and date within our means. I think that
Mhm.
is a such thing. I have no business talking to Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be
That's
realistic and date
good
within
that
your
you say
means.
that. That's good.
Oh,
Good.
date within your
Yes.
means. Like, be realistic. Like, date within your means. And for men, if they're watching this, in your singleness, work on your confidence and remind yourself that you are deserving of what you desire. If you do not believe that you deserve what you desire, guess what? You'll never get it. If you don't believe that you're deserving of the type, and for the women, if you don't believe first that you're deserving of consistency, of a good man, of someone that'll show you small gestures of kindness and romance, if you don't believe that you're deserving of that, guess what? You'll never get it. I don't care what you used to. It's 2021. It's a new slate. All the old is dead. It's time for new mindsets and new manifestations. If you don't believe it, it'll never happen. So you have to train yourself to believe that you're deserving, and then when it comes to you the next time, you'll know how to appreciate it and keep it. See what I'm saying?
That's
That's how
good.
I
And
feel.
it's good that you say date in your means, because people, we may say we want somebody this, that, and we ain't graduated from school. We want somebody from college. We want somebody more than what we is. You like you say, it's very important to date in your means. Let's keep on moving. So are you open to dating a woman that has a 9 to 5, or does she have to be someone that's a social media influencer?
I mean, if she do both, that's nice because that can help me with my stuff. But I mean, 9 to 5 is definitely, respected. The 9 to 5s are the people that support my neon sign business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to get a new job, 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Until my online business is making, 30, 40 bands a month, that's one thing. But like, I feel like, as long as you're making money, that's all I care about. But preferably, I don't really like dating like sex workers and stuff like that. So all money to me ain't good money. That's just my
You said
opinion.
sex workers.
Yeah, it's like OnlyFans, strippers,
Oh, okay,
escorts, whatever you
okay,
want to call them.
okay.
Like, yeah, I don't really fool with that. I was actually having a conversation with this one girl that I like, and she felt some type of way about my opinion, but I'm like, hey, don't ask my opinion and be offended with the response. I respect women that do what they do to take care of their business. I do. I respect every woman. A woman is a woman at the end of the day. But every woman ain't my woman.
Right,
Every woman
right.
ain't my woman. And I got the right to pick and choose who I want to marry.
Absolutely.
So with
Absolutely.
that being said, I can pick any pick of the litter. And I'm telling you right now, I ain't picking that one. Because it ain't where it don't match what I got going on. But that's just
Right.
me.
Right.
Somebody
Okay,
for
so let's
everybody.
go a little bit deeper. Let's talk about what
All
a
right.
man really wants from a woman and dating
All
with
right.
purpose. We
All
always
right.
hear a woman should do this and that to please a man. What does a man really want from a woman? Because we've been taught
All
as
right.
women from your grandmama, cook, clean, make sure the house and all this other stuff. And I remember me and you having a conversation. You said cooking and cleaning, that I mean it matters, but that's just not your big deal for you.
Right. It's not my big deal. Just how you explained earlier, for women, it's important that you have a man that's making some type of steady income. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
nobody that you need something like that's not attractive. We grown now. But you care about a man being there emotionally and spiritually. I'm just saying. For us, we are definitely physical beings,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to be satisfied. So sexual chemistry is important for men.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also I feel like just being able to feel to be weak in a safe place. Like, I don't want to feel strong and be strong all the time. I want to know that it's okay for me to express myself and it won't get used or thrown in my face later on. I want to feel appreciated. I want, especially black men, like, we have not been valued in this country, in the media, in the music. We ain't been valued, not even in our homes. You know, you can't get government assistance and live on Section 8 if a man is in the house. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we ain't been valued. The mass incarceration, we ain't been valued.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just have not been valued. So it's like when you meet a woman and you want to be married, you want to love a black woman. I look for somebody, excuse me, somebody tried to call me. Uh, when you want to love a black woman, what I'm looking for, and I think us other men that look for this, we look for somebody that just companionship, somebody
Mm-hmm.
that can compliment and not try to control. I have a lot of friends that I've fallen out with because I've called them out on their stuff. Uh, some women can be emotionally abusive
Mm-hmm.
and emotionally manipulative. I call it out as I see it, and I don't like that. I don't want nobody that feels like they got to be right all the time because you're not right all the time.
Right.
You are right in how you feel because you know when you happy, sad, hungry or sleepy. You know when you feel a certain way, but you're not always right in how you go about things based on how you feel. Because I can feel like you did me wrong. We either gonna have a conversation or I kill you. You see what I'm saying? Like it's right. It's two different ways to do things, but we look for women that can definitely make us feel safe with expressing ourselves. That can bring fun and fulfillment into our lives. If you see that I'm trying to do my business and do A, B, and C, let you come along and add to that. You doing that, you've automatically made yourself valuable, more valuable to that man than any other woman that's freaking him. Because you might not be freaking him, but you giving him an idea that can bring him more money. If you can help that man make more money, that's valuable to us. I need this woman around. And don't sprinkle a little bit of the wop on top of that. You giving me my money, and you sprinkle a little wop on that. Oh, it's over with.
You
Them
know
other
what?
girls ain't talking about nothing.
I have always said that sex is important to a man, but it doesn't determine a man when it doesn't determine a pick for a man when it comes to a woman. Because I always said that men get sex all the time. That's not nothing. They had the best, they had the worst, whatever the case may be. And if sex was that powerful for a man, then every man out here will be married because they done had the best of the best. But I think when a man finds a wife, I'm not saying that sex is not important, but there are some other factors that have to be blended in with sex. And I think that sex is important in relationships. And the reason our relationships go lacking, because I know sex is important for men in relationships, is because women being depleted. But I think that if you're in a relationship and you're constantly building that woman, sex will never be an issue because she's going to always want to give it to a man. And that's the
Right,
reason
because
why it
you put
goes
her.
lacking in relationships.
Yeah, and that's like, man, you're right. I can't I can't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I think that the balance is we want each other to win. We're helping one another, and we're vulnerable with one another, and we feel safe with one another, and we find comfort in one another. Like that's for me. That's what I'm looking for. Like
Mhm.
when I see you, I feel like I'm seeing home. I
That's
feel at
good.
home. I feel at peace. I'm not on. You know what I'm saying? Like I trust you. And that's what I'm
How
looking
can a
for.
woman make a man feel at home?
I just be his soft spot. That's it. Just be his soft spot. Give him advice. Um, reassure him and reaffirm to him that he's doing a good job and that he can do all things through Christ. Like just speak that life into him. A lot of times we deal with women that don't give a damn
Right.
about us. We see these campaigns of Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, but I'm like, they got to matter to us first before we can expect them to matter to anybody else. Like,
Ooh, that's good.
don't value me once I'm dead, baby. Speak life into a king that you don't know. Speak life
Right.
into a brother that you ain't seen, that you see, or that you see trying to do good. Speak, check on me sometimes.
Right.
Ask me ask me how I ate today. Act like you care with me. Don't think that you are just entitled to this, that, and the thing. You are the prize, but I'm the one that's rewarding you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, treat me like I'm somebody. Tink made
Right.
that song. Treat me like somebody. Because who doing it?
Right.
Our black mamas. That's the only people that we can really be vulnerable with, like me. I'm gonna put my business out there. So I moved to Ohio to get a job that's paying me 70 plus $1,000 a year. Good money for a black brother that's less than 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I quit that job to do full-time entrepreneurship. Had my toe in the water with that. I said I need to move back home. Got me a new job, paying me even more money. Okay, my business. but I'm finna move back home with my mama to save my money so I can buy me and my daughter a house. You see what I'm saying? Most
Right.
brothers wouldn't tell nobody that. I mean, yeah, it ain't nobody's business, but they would feel less than because of the circumstance that they're in. But everybody's situation different, and you can't judge yourself based on that. But if I was to tell two women that, and one woman, hell no, I can't date no dude that ain't got his own spot. See, I ain't fooling with that. But if I
Right.
date another one that's like, I understand, you got a plan, I support it. That's the woman I'm gonna cleave to. So that's just a quick example,
Okay.
real life example. Yeah.
Okay, how important do you think it is for a man to be healed and whole in order to produce a healthy relationship? Because we have these relationships in men and women where there's so much childhood issue, trauma that have not been dealt with. And so we get into these relationships and they're not producing healthy relationships. So how important do you think it is?
Very. It's very important. You can't pour from an empty glass.
Oh, that's good.
You can't pour from an empty glass. So
Mm.
I would encourage everybody, men and women, heal as best you can before you get into another situation. Because you ain't gonna do nothing for nobody if you ain't healed. And that's
But
just what it
how
is.
But how can people begin to take that step, men and women? Because what we are reproducing bad relationships over and over because no one ever wants to stop and take the time to say, okay, I'm broken. This last person hurt me. I really need to heal myself because it's cliche where, okay, well, I dropped this one, get another one to get over the old one. I don't believe in it. I don't
Mm.
believe in meet another one to get over the old one. I think that you need to stop and detox and work on yourself, but that hurts too much for people, so they get into more relationships. So now we continue to have unhealthy relationships, unhealthy marriages, because people don't want to do the footwork.
I think that the first step is forgiving yourself.
That's good.
You are not the reason why you were done wrong. If you was done wrong in the situation, you ain't the reason why. It just wasn't meant to be. It takes two to tango. He had his faults, you had your faults. What made you choose him? Okay, what made you choose her? Okay, why did you stay after the seeing the red flags? When did the red flags appear? What did you not look? Because it was there. You
Mhm.
chose to turn a blind eye to it, and it came back to give you a knockout punch. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's tell on myself. Let me be transparent. I'm speaking from the guy standpoint. I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on y'all experience. But I've been in a situation where I was in one relationship and I loved the girl, but in the physical realm, we weren't equally yoked. I wasn't satisfied, so I looked for it somewhere else. Found it, felt good, looked pretty, all that, smelled good, all that cool. Then I had a baby. Then I had a baby with this individual. And I ain't
Mhm.
saying nothing but my truth. These are my facts.
Mhm.
And then I started to see the traumas come up to the surface, and I realized, like, hold on. This ain't what I signed up for. It's supposed to be
Mhm.
fun. It's supposed to feel good. And now what used to feel good don't feel good no more. So the basis of why I chose you was faulty to begin with. My
Right.
basis for choosing you was faulty and cliche. You
Right.
can never choose somebody based on something that's not solid. If I'm gonna choose you because you solid, you healed, you like me, and you got my back, and you trust me, and I trust you, and I can feel vulnerable around you without you telling all my business to Facebook and family and them and mom and them. I feel safe with you. That's gonna be the reason why I choose the next one. That's something I
Mhm.
can fall on when I ain't got nothing. That's something I can fall on in all types of seasons, summer, winter, spring, all of that. That's something I can fall on when the kids acting crazy. When we get old, that's something I can fall on. She got my back. She my friend. You see what I'm saying? All that
Right.
other stuff is just like the sun and the moon. They go up and down. Because
Right.
some stuff ain't gonna go up and down no more. You know what I'm saying? I need
Mhm.
you to want me for me. You know.
Right.
And I think that that's what we need to do in our singleness to heal. Like you have to forgive yourself first, and then you need to self reflect on what you did wrong and what you can do better in the next situation. Because that's important. I be damned if you think that you can do the same thing with everybody and get a different result. That
Ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna happen.
happen.
And sooner or later, you're gonna have to grow. Otherwise, you just be single forever. Hey, you can do you, but understand that it comes with people now wanting you back. Because you can want a good man all day, but do good men want you?
Ooh,
You can want a
that's
good woman
sauce.
all day. You can want a good woman all day, but are you a good man?
Ooh.
You have to be appealing to your audience. Like
Yes.
if I want people to buy my product as a businessman, I have to provide great customer service, and great quality work. If I'm not providing that, guess what? I can't expect to get what I want in return. You have to
Right.
give a little to get a lot. And that's what I think a lot of people are not willing to do. And it starts in your singleness. How you act in your singleness really determines how your next relationship is going to be,
And
if
I
that's what
think,
you want.
and let's be clear, you only got one kid, right? How
One
many?
child.
Okay, and let's be clear. I think we're being brought up in the generations, especially with women. Well, not me, but I have been in a place where we have been taught, be strong, don't be vulnerable, don't show your emotions, and this and that. And women can walk around like I'm strong, but sometimes a man needs to see you weak. A man needs to be able to see you being vulnerable, and I don't mean weak as in letting a man run over you or disrespect you,
Right, right.
but
We here.
showing that you can be vulnerable. And women been taught so long to be so strong, and whether they believe it or not, sometimes it can be a turnoff for a man because you're so strong. So it's like two men in relationships.
Right. And I don't like dating men. I mean, I'm heterosexual to the fullest. I got some gay friends, but I'm not gay. And I
Right.
know exactly what you're talking about, but that's what happens when you don't heal. You become a hurt person that becomes a hurt mother that's teaching how to survive from going through a hurtful situation. And
Yeah.
that ain't healthy for black women, especially not black women. And I understand, I get it. It ain't your fault. If black men did right to begin with, you wouldn't have nothing to heal from. I get it. It starts with us. I understand. I'm here. I had a black mama. I get it. Trust me, I do. But you ain't helping,
Mm.
regardless of where it started. He hit me. I hit him. I killed him. You ain't helping the situation going
Right.
forward. We have to lead by example. Baby, these are my scars. Yes, I've been hurt. But as a woman, this is how you keep a man. Because
Mhm.
this is how I lost a man. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? This is how you make sure you're taken care of. I'm gonna teach my daughter how to be able to take care of herself, but you can teach the same thing and say, baby, you don't ever need a man. You don't need a man. You take That's the wrong narrative. Because
Mhm.
if that was true, God wouldn't have made women for man and man for woman.
Oh, that's good. And
We weren't designed for one another.
it's healthy being able to experience different levels of emotions. If you're always
Mhm.
experiencing strong, 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 then that strong is going to eventually have you bitter. It's okay to feel weak. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel depressed. It's not about experiencing the emotions, but it's allowing yourself not to stay in those emotions. So I
Amen.
don't
That's
think that
it.
it's that all bad. Like it's okay to be able to experience those emotions. Being able to experience different levels of emotions is where your true healing take place.
I agree. I definitely agree. I've definitely learned that in the past season to allow myself to feel. Every day I wake up and I battle depression. I battled it. I ain't gonna lie
Mm,
to you, but I kick
mm,
his ass. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Because I'm not gonna let how I feel, whatever it's rooted in. I'm not gonna let that control me. I
mm,
control it. You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
I make a conscious decision every day to have a good day. I'm gonna be happy, and I speak it. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna have a good day. My dog's gonna be happy. She's gonna get fed, be clothed. I'm gonna be satisfied. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna be happy. You are in control of the outcome in your life, whether you believe it or not, and that comes with dating as well. Do not tolerate anything less than what you would give yourself. In platonic friendships and intimate relationships, do not set the standards, set boundaries. That's what I'm trying to say. Set boundaries, but also set expectations for yourself, not on other people, but for yourself.
mhm.
Practice treating men the way you want them to treat you. And for men, practice treating women the way you want them to treat you. I guarantee. I, Creflo Dollar did an interview with Walker Flocka Flame and his wife Tammy, and he told Walker, he said, "You focus on her and what she needs. Don't worry about how she treats you. That ain't none of your business.
Oh
But
yeah, I
when you
remember
focus
that.
on her, and he told Tammy, when you start focusing on him, you'll realize that your relationship will take a whole 360. If you practice that, that relationship will, I promise it will. And I know it will. And that's how I'm gonna apply it in my relationship. I ain't my business ain't what my wife do for me. My
Mhm.
my my goal is to take care of my wife. That's it.
That's
That's my
good that you
business.
say that. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's that people, we are so selfish. And so we worry about
Yeah.
our needs. So it's hard to put somebody else's need before our needs because we be like, well, if this person not treat me right, not making me happy, I'm not doing that. I'm not finna do this and do that, and they not doing this. But like you say, it's so much power. But you have to really be in a place with God to do that because you have to be able to rip off pride in order to do that and put your emotions to the side and be able to show that person the love of God. And that's not an easy tactic, but I can see where there's power in doing that.
It is. It is. And I practice that as a man. I try my best to like show. that first, because if you don't naturally follow that lead, then I pull back and I realize you ain't the one for me. I'll give you adequate enough time. But every dog has his day. I can only do it for, a month or two. If you ain't with the program, that just means you ain't the one for me. Uh I want to talk about that too. Because I mentioned earlier
Mhm.
that, I've been an alpha male, and dating women that aren't used to that has been an experience. So for me, I'll show a woman that I'm interested in up front. This is my level of effort. The pressure that a lot of women speak on. Apply pressure, apply pressure. I'm showing you my interest. I'm hitting you up. I'm calling you. I'm texting. But if you don't match that, if I text you hypothetically a paragraph and I get one word, or if I try to make plans and you renege two, three times, I'm like, you know what, this ain't for me. So I want to advise and implore women that have guys that look good on paper, on social media, carry themselves with respect. If they hit you up and they say that they would love to take you out, hey, indulge it. Indulge. You've been giving all these wrong dudes your time a day, but if you got a guy that's saying that he want to do that while he's still in that window of effort, that window of wanting to do, allow and just see, because you really don't know. I know you've been hurt, but hey, this ain't no pity party, and ain't nobody here feeling sorry for you. If you want to be married one day, you want to be somebody's wife, want to have kids, you got to be open to change. You got to be open to just give him the opportunity to f up. Don't assume he's gonna f up. Give him the opportunity. That way, at least you can lay your head on the pillow, saying, "Well, I gave you a shot, and this is what you showed me, and this is what I showed you." Simple as
Yeah.
that. Keep men are simple. You keep it simple in conversation. I gave you, hit me up. I gave you a chance. You showed me what you was about. It didn't line up with what I wanted, and I put you in the box of all the other brothers that wasn't talking about SHIT to the left, because I'm trying to
Gotcha.
get right.
Gotcha.
That's my advice.
Okay. So let's keep moving so we can go ahead and get through this. Okay.
Hmm.
So, do men believe in just dating or dating with purpose?
Both of them.
Okay.
Both of them. You just got to ask that question, and it's actually a question I got in a little dating card game that I got. Are you dating for fun, or are you dating for marriage?
Oh,
Because
that's
I've been both. I've been both. I dated for fun before. I've dated women to just show them how they ought to be treated, and that was the ultimate mission, to show them how they wanted to be treated, whether that involved us being physical with one another or not. I showed them a good time, and that's all it was. All respect due. But it's other women, like the woman I'm talking to now. Like, I'm trying to see if we can go the distance. That's up to her at this point, because I know what I'm willing to do, but that's up to her. You see what I'm saying?
right. And I just want to put this out there. Dating with purpose really matters because women will they'll get mad and they'll be like, well, I dated this guy for 6 months of the year. We never got anywhere. But in the beginning, when you first start dating somebody, you got to put them in two categories. Is this a person that I can see myself being my boyfriend or my husband? If off top that boy or that man or whoever have boyfriend characteristics, you shouldn't even pursue him because that's going to be a different when you date someone that carries husband material and boyfriend material. If you know you're trying to get married, don't even waste your time dating someone that carries boyfriend material. So dating with purpose
Mm-hmm.
does matter. How many months
Yeah.
does it take for a man to know if he's serious about a woman? Because people
Before he even,
date and it be 2 3 years. I have heard within
I'm gonna
three
shock you with the
months a
answer.
man know off top whether she the one or not.
I'm gonna shock you with the answer. You ready for the response?
Instantly.
We know whether or not we know what we want to do with you before we even come to y'all.
Mm,
We know what we want to do with y'all before we come to y'all. Don't let anybody tell you different. Now, when it comes to knowing that that's my wife, that does take a little time, because
mm-hmm,
we know what we want, but everything that look good ain't good for us. Remember, I've been through that before.
mm-hmm,
So I want to give it time and date you to see if your insides match your outside. But I
mm-hmm.
already got a plan of what I want to do with you. Mind you, we done already had in our mind how we want to bend y'all over, where we want to take y'all, what we rent. Child, let me tell you something. The first date that me and this girl that I'm talking to now, let me tell you what we did. I ain't gonna speak it to nobody. I'm gonna tell it to you, we here.
If
Because it's
PG-13,
important.
right?
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. So first date, we linked up, went out to eat, we talking, playing my dating card game, getting to know each other, we getting the nerves off, cool. Then we went to this neighborhood, millionaires stay there, nice house. We looking at houses together. Then went to the mall. You know where I took her while we was at the mall? I took her to get her ring finger size because I wanted to know. But the point that I'm getting across is that if I was not remotely thinking about seeing this girl in my future, why would I have taken her there in the first place? You see what I'm saying? So if on the flip side of that, let's say I meet her for the first time, the first place I'm trying to take her to the crib to chill, I'm just trying to get inside, but I ain't trying to know your inside. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I
Right.
mean, it ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what y'all both want. But I think that a lot of times the message is misconstrued because we put the physical before, what we really want. What are you really looking for? We just going with the flow. I ain't trying. Don't go with the worst thing a brother can tell you that I'm talking to the sisters that want to get married. You want to be somebody's wife one day because we in our 30s now. Oh, I'm just chilling right now. I'm just going with the flow. I ain't looking for nothing serious. You don't need to date me then because you something serious. There's brothers out there that when
Oh,
they
that's
see
good.
you off top, they already know what they want to do with you. You know what I'm saying? When I come at women, I'm coming at women like, man, I'm looking, I can see you being my wife. I can see you being my wife. I can see it. But I give it time to where it starts to feel like you my wife. Because
Right.
you can look like my wife all damn day long, but if I don't feel like you my wife with time, I ain't gonna do it. So as
Right.
of right now, the girl that I'm talking to, she looks like my wife and it sounds like my wife, but now I'm giving it time so I can see if it'll start to feel like that's my wife. If I can marry them three together, hey,
But
all I
you know
need
what?
is
I
this.
have heard men say, older men from just, 30s, 40s, 50s say within really 90 days, a man knows. It don't take a year to 2 to 3 years for a man to
You
know
know,
she is the one. Within
yeah,
within 90 to 3 months, 6 months, a man off top knows, you know what, she my wife. It does not take a man because it's something about when a man finds a wife, he knows because that woman is different than any other woman that he have ever talked to.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. Because like I said, I've seen, this girl has shown me stuff in a month that I ain't seen in women I've dated years plus
Mm-hmm.
at the level of where I'm at now. So I agree. I
Okay, I
agree.
have heard men say she's he knows off top that she's the one, if that's true.
Uh, for some, yeah. For some, I believe it. Yeah, for some. For me, I can want it all day long, but I don't know until I know. That's just me being realistic with myself. Can't speak on nobody else because everything ain't for everybody. I can't speak on my experience. I'm not married yet, but the woman that I do marry, it will be interesting because I'm playing it soft. I'm playing it real cool, but I just want to be sure. So I'm gonna give it time to make sure it stick. A year is fine. I don't think a year is too long because I
Right.
want to have a house and I want to bring that security into my next situation. I want to have something that that's literally covering us all, like a home. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like, I want to have that's a personal thing, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to have that before I make that next big step and have a whole fiance. And I got a child, so you got to think you can't rush nothing like that when you got kids involved. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you just got to tread softly. So.
And that doesn't mean like, okay, when a man identify that he get married, marry her within,
Right.
6, but just knowing that in his mind.
Mhm.
How can you spot a woman that has girlfriend qualities and a woman that have wifey qualities?
Somebody that's trying to keep up with the Joneses, or somebody that's like just focused on self, preservation and just taking care of self matter. But you could tell the girls that just care about looking good. That ain't good for you. Like, I don't want no Instagram model. Shout out to them, but I'm like, would you really? Are you making money with all these pictures you post, and are you just doing it for the likes? Does it make you tingle in your heart when you see the attention you get? Like, I'm just like, what's your mo? I like women that got business. Those are the women that I'm attracted to. They got some business. You a career woman. You got goals. You're doing her lashes. You're doing something. You're doing podcasts. You're doing some that makes sense. Like when people look at me, they be like, "Oh, it makes sense that he with her." People can't look at me and look at the woman I'm dating and help she get. All she do is strip. That don't make no sense. I don't want that. I don't
Oh,
want that.
right. It don't make no sense. Okay, so is it important that when we almost towards the end, is it important, because I know you pulled over, so thank you for doing it. Is it important that women give a man a challenge, and do you like to be challenged?
I don't like to be challenged. I don't. I
You
like
don't?
a. I don't like a challenge. Like, I don't like a woman challenging me. Like, I dated a woman that I told her I was gonna try to work out and stuff like that. And I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. She's like, "Did you work out? Did you work out this morning? Well, why didn't you work out? You know you're supposed to work out." And it started to irritate me. Like, don't irritate me because that's gonna
Mhm.
push me away. Like you said it once, that's enough for me. Like we'll get to it later on. That's something I really don't like. I remember Shaq dated this woman, and the woman was like, reason why Shaq left me alone because I questioned him. And Shaq was like, I don't like to be questioned. I get where I get where he was coming from. I think she was probably just nagging him a little too much. Like when you reach a certain level, like you ain't trying to hit too much stuff. I understand it's important. What's important to you is important to you, but like you got to pick and choose your battles very wisely. I think if it's something that you can live with, leave it alone. That's what I'm gonna teach my daughter. If it's something you can live with, leave it alone. But if it's something that keep you up at night, make mention of it.
That's good.
That's my process. So I might not like how you doing something, but I ask myself before I bring it up to you and potentially start a disagreement. I'm gonna ask myself, can I live with it? Is it hurting me? Let me leave it alone. If it's something that bothers me, like you know, showing your little ass when you go out, literally, baby, let's talk. You look cute, but that right there, we can't do that.
Let,
And then we
let,
go
let
from
me
there.
ask you about that real quick since you own that. We live in a generation, I'm kind of old school, where back years ago, if a woman showed too much, a man would be like, oh, you ain't gonna do that. But we live in a generation, especially on Instagram, where you see husband and wives, they allow their wife to twerk and butt hanging out. What is that about? Because I'm like, when did this start happen? Because men is real territorial when it comes to their woman. So when did it become okay for that to, I mean, I don't, when did that become
Hey,
okay?
you and I on the same page because I'm a little old school. You can be sexy. Hell, Michelle Obama literally just showed her eyes the other day at the inauguration. She the talk of the damn town. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have some clothes on and still be sexy. And I'm all for a woman feeling sexy. I'm all for it. I have a daughter. You know, she gonna wear some stuff one day that I may not, I wouldn't buy it, but she's gonna be her own. I'm gonna say always be mindful that you're still a woman at the end of the day. That's it. Leave a little bit to the imagination. That's it. I actually had the same conversation with the girl I'm dating right now. Like I like her. But I told her straight up, like, I don't care too much for girls wearing stuff where they nipples showing. And she got like a certain clothing that shows that. And that was our first soft disagreement. And I told her, like, you know, when it comes to them OnlyFans and this and that, I'm like, she was like, well, what if I had it? Baby, you ain't exempt to the rule. Like, well, what if it was just for extra money? I said, well, if you need some money, I'll give it to you or show you how to make some money with a business. But I don't want to date no woman that's in that lifestyle. It just ain't what I want to do. And I don't want my woman showing her damn nipples when she go out. Like it just ain't what I'm on. Like you have to understand that at the end of the day, if you like me and if you want to have a potential future with me, you have to be mindful. That's all I'm asking. Cause I can't make no woman do nothing. And
Right.
I ain't no CD that likes to be put on repeat and repeat myself. I'm gonna say it one time. I don't like that. Now, what you do with that is your business. But the consequences that come with you doing what you want and me leaving you alone, that come with your decision. So I just said be mindful. Just like you don't like to be cheated on. If I get with you and I cheat on you, guess what? I can do what I want to do.
Hmm.
But if you leave me, I gotta accept the consequence to come with it.
But
So it's all about being mindful, I think.
so let's go back to the question. When did it become okay for men, especially on Instagram, where you see couples with a woman bent over and her boyfriend and husband like cheering it on and her butt hang? When did that become acceptable for
Social
a
media, when
man?
social media, I don't even know, love. I don't even know to tell you the truth. Like I think social media has just, you know, exposed.
Okay, y'all, we back. I'm sorry we had some technical issues, but we are
Yeah, sorry
back.
about that.
And we're gonna wrap this up because he pulled off. He's actually on the road, so he pulled over just to stop to be able to do this interview. So I appreciate it so much. We're gonna go
Well,
ahead and
thank you.
wrap this up so you can go ahead and keep on pushing.
Okay.
All right, let me get back to my questions.
Okay. Oh, guess what?
What?
Got the job. Got the
Oh,
job.
got that money, got that bankroll. Woo, 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 woo.
And let me tell you how good. Let me tell you how good God is.
Come on, let's talk about
So,
them.
so not only did I get the job, I'm getting paid more than what I asked, bro. And on top of that, I'm gonna get a bonus annually.
Ooh, Look, when you get that house, I want to come to the barbecue now.
Hey,
You
come
be doing
on,
some
baby,
big
come on.
things.
Hey, you
What the
better
money
know it.
resign? What the money
Well, the money.
resign?
You go. There you go.
Okay. 2021 is already paying out.
Man, because I got it. Look at me.
Oh. All right, so let's go ahead. So we can keep on pushing. But congratulations, though.
Thank you, love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think we got in the question. We said, how important is look/body if a woman has everything else a man desire?
Yes.
Like, say for instance, you prefer a certain type of woman, maybe to have a nice figure or something, but she just flat down, flat, and she don't have it, but she got everything else, all the other criteria. How important is that?
I mean, I believe there's somebody for everybody, but men typically have to be somewhat physically attracted to who they are. Hey, you ain't got to look perfect. I don't need no IG model. I've been loving black women even before Instagram and social media. Okay.
Mhm.
So don't get it twisted. Like us brothers, like the brothers that's in the 90s that grew into social media, not up with it, but grew into social media. Like we like authenticity, like the natural sisters. I love them. I like them more than anything else. I understand it's convenient for the weave and I respect it, but I like you just how you are, like just now, because that's what I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up to is the natural you. So if I like that, if I see that and like it, and try to do stuff with you after that, like dating wise, oh yeah,
Mhm.
he like you, and like it ain't no. That's why you see brothers be complimenting y'all when y'all be looking to y'all standard of raggedy.
Mhm.
Like that's a brother saying, "Girl, I could wake up to that every day." That's really what he's saying.
Right. And I have learned that too. I learned that years ago where, women feel like they have to be all dolled up and all this type of stuff. That when you just walk around and your hair pulled back in a ponytail and all this type of stuff, that's when a man
It's
really
enough.
think that you look your best.
I agree. I agree. I love it because
Okay.
that's who you are. Hmm.
Right. Do men have conversation in the early stages of dating to determine if she could be the one or not?
Oh, because it's an ongoing interview. I used to date women and they said, damn, dating you is like I'm in an interview for a Fortune 500 company. She meant it as an insult, but I took it as a compliment. I'm like, I'm glad you know I ain't no minimum wage nigga. I mean,
Mm,
excuse my French. But it's an interview process. Like you want me to give you my all. I need to be willing to take a bullet for you. I need to see the value there for that. I'm looking for somebody that's gonna arbor my kids and raise my children. I need to make sure you're the right one because I don't need to be with no crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's important to interview the people that you dating, men and women. Ask those questions up front. That way it don't come out later on. But why didn't you tell me, baby? You didn't ask. So I don't live in a world of assumptions.
can a man remain abstinent for the one that he loves, for the one that he
If
could
he
possibly see himself marrying?
if he want to, like I've honestly, personally, with dating the girl that I told you about earlier, I've definitely cut off other women that I had in my back pocket for this one in an early stage, which is scary because I've never done that for nobody before. So it's like I'm asking myself, like, are you really sure about this? And my inner self, like, yeah, you ain't even attracted to these other girls. They ain't got half of what she got. So why would you
Mm-hmm.
entertain them? That's what I'm going. That's what's going on up here and down there. So I like that. It shows a maturity, I feel, and growth. But it just depends on that guy. If that's where he's at, he'll do it. A man is gonna do what he want to do regardless at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But if he really start to dig you, he will get that other stuff out the closet to make room for you. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Um, what areas do a woman need to fulfill besides cooking and cleaning? I think we already kind of touched bases on that.
We definitely just be his friend, compliment him,
Okay.
and help him make some more money.
Okay.
All guys like money.
Okay. So, everybody always talking about relationship goals. What are relationship goals to you?
Relationship goals for me are my wife and I, we dance together, we laugh together, we chuckle. I'm talking about chuckling and laughing. We know how to play and we know how to be serious. We can negotiate deals together. We heed each other's advice. We raising these kids together. We love them. We talk to them. We don't yell. Like they look up to us. Like that's relationship goals to me. It ain't going to a certain place. It ain't being bent over on somebody, bending somebody over somebody's balcony. Like relationship goals for me is like true stability. It's raw. It's no secrets. It's everybody's happy. I just want everybody happy. That's my personal relationship goals. It's not nobody. I just want to be happy. That's it.
Okay. How important is marriage for you, and what roles you want to produce in your wife life? Which I think you already pretty much touched bases on that also too.
Like shoot, you know, hold on. I want to make sure I don't overlook it, but like I want to just project positivity, in my next relationship. I want to help her grow and help her become a better version of herself, as I would hope that she want to do with me. Because in the Bible, it says that iron sharpens iron.
Come
So
on
I'm
now.
crafting myself so that I can be sharp for her spiritually. I want to be able to pray for her. I want to be able to lead her. I want to be able to provide that emotional stability and support that she's never had from a man. I want to show her that, I can please her physically, but I can also water her mentally as well, because that's important. Like it's not just about fit, sex happen what 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. But when that's all done, am I still able to water you? That's what's important to me. I want to be able to water my woman.
And I saw something on TV or YouTube or something. And they said people usually only have sex maybe 2 to 4 hours a week. You have to be able to live with that person the other 80% of the time. That's it.
True.
Okay.
You don't have time, yeah. You really don't have time when you got kids and stuff. Yeah, like you got to be in the mood. Like, and it take a lot. Sometimes you
Right.
need to get out the house to get the mood set. Like, I don't like doing it all the time in my house. Like, I'll rent out a nice hotel, have somebody
Mm-hmm.
come give us a massage, like because that just adds to the overall. Like, we
Experience.
grown now, yeah. Like,
Right.
yeah.
So what's
So I
your
can relate.
love language?
Physical touch, quality time,
Okay. And what does a man need in order oh, we already talked about that. How important is faithfulness to you in a relationship?
faithfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very much so important. Yeah, if you ain't faithful, I can't fool with
Right. Okay.
you.
Are you willing to change some things about yourself for the right one?
Yeah, yeah. Depending on what those things are, like some things I can't change. Like my opinion on my woman wearing shirts with her nipples showing, that ain't gonna change. Like I feel how I feel on that. Just how you as a woman, you feel strongly about men not cheating on you. But if
Mm-hmm.
I want to be polyamorous and date around and stick my thing and whoever be with whoever, that's a non-negotiable for you, and we both have to just agree to not be together. So certain things I will change. Like you don't like that I eat like shit, so I'll change my diet.
Right.
Okay, because you want to be able to do certain things with me that's extracurricular that you can't do with a guy that eat like shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like if it makes sense, I'll change.
Okay. And the last question. If your future wife was watching this video, what would you say to her?
What's up, boo? That's the first thing that came to mind. That's the first thing that came to mind. But I honestly know, like, just keep doing what you're doing, and we gonna make it do what it do. So sooner rather than later.
For sure. Thank you for coming on. And I want you to let them know if they want to, because your business and stuff going. So I want you to let them know
Yes.
your website if they want to, do signs, because I do want to get a sign from you, and your card.
hmm
So what is your website? Throw it out there in case they want to contact you. Social media, Instagram, your website. Go ahead and throw it out there. Do it.
Okay, wonderful. So I have this dating card game, and it is for the love of, dot cards. And I just picked a random one, and like this one, it says, "What's your thoughts on having multiple streams of income?" It's questions like that in this dating card game, along with have you healed from your childhood traumas and things of that nature that are important to ask somebody. And this game is catered to people that are complete strangers. So, if you kind of know this person, some questions are still good, but it's very effective to people that you really don't know like that. Their website is www.fortheloveof.cards. That's where you can get the dating card game. My Instagram for that is the love of cards, and my neon sign business. I'm redesigning my website now, so I don't want to put that out there just yet. But people can follow my custom neon sign business at V Creations with a Z, neon signs with an S on Instagram. V Creations neon signs, because I'm black owned, as y'all can tell. And I'm definitely trying to compete with the big boys. Like I'm on a project now where I'm investing about 2,000 into my website being designed so that I can compete with my top competitors. Because you got to do your homework on the people that you're competing with so you can do better. But that's where people can find me at. And I thank you for taking your time to talk to me.
No, thank
Because
you.
I'm small fish. I'm small fish out here, but I appreciate you getting my opinion. Because a lot of times men don't get that platform and that chance to express themselves. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
And what's your name on Facebook, just in case they want to inbox you for
Yeah.
something business related?
Yeah.
Because you
Okay.
got a girlfriend right now.
I ain't gonna call it that yet, but yeah. Vashad Randolph, VASHAAD Randolph.
Okay.
Y'all can hit me up on there and we'll make it do what it do.
All right. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on and just giving your time and pulling over on the road, because you headed from Cleveland and you pulled over just to do this interview. That means a lot. And I'm sorry that it took so long, but it's just so many questions. I'm trying to push through them. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Not a problem. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.